Welcome to online classes of biology. So we are going to start chapter 3, that is human reproduction. Okay, human reproduction. So in this chapter mainly we'll be studying about the details like the male reproductive system, the female reproductive system, gametogenesis, menstrual cycle, fertilization and implantation, pregnancy and embryonic development, parturition and lactation. Okay, so all these topics will be covering. Okay, so the major events in human reproduction includes formation of gametes, isn't it? First process is what? Or first event is formation of gametes. That is also known as what? Gametogenesis. Okay, gametogenesis. So what are the gametes of males and females? In males the gametes are sperms, isn't it? And in females it's ovum. So its production, okay, male and female gametes, that is sperm and ovum, how they are produced, that is known as what? Gametogenesis. Okay, genesis means formation, isn't it? Then second is what? Transfer of sperms into the female genital tract. That is also known as what? Insemination, isn't it? So what is insemination? The transfer of sperms into the female's genital tract. Then the third event is what? Fusion of male and female gametes, isn't it? That is known as fertilization. That leads to the formation of zygote, isn't it? So what is zygote then? The single cell formed by the fusion of male and female is called what? The zygote. And after this, you can see formation and development of blastocyst. Okay, then this blastocyst will get attached to the uterine wall, and that process is called what? Implantation, isn't it? Then the implanted blastocyst, okay, that will develop into the embryo, isn't it? Fully developed embryo, and that happens during the gestation period, isn't it? And that is known as that embryonic development is known as gestation, and then the delivery of baby, that is parturition. So all these are the events that we can study in human reproduction. So what are they? First is the gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? Formation of gametes, male and female gametes. Okay, so in detail we will be studying this. Then insemination, what is that? Transfer of sperms into the female's genital tract. Okay, and then fusion of male and female gametes, that is known as fertilization, and that leads to the formation of zygote. And after that develops the zygote's development into blastocyst and its attachment. So that is known as what? Implantation. All this can be asked. Okay, so each of this should be very clear for you. So embryonic development is gestation, and delivery of the baby, fully matured baby, is known as parturition. All these are the events taking place during the reproduction in human being. All these events can take place only after a person attains puberty, isn't it? After or when you are in the adolescent stage, then only all this process starts in a human being, whether it is a male or female, isn't it? And the sperm formation, okay, or all the events that is taking place in males and females are they are entirely different, isn't it? There are a lot of differences between the events that is taking place in the males and in the females. One example that we can cite is sperm formation that continues even in old men, isn't it? Means in males the production of sperms will be there even though the person is very old, they can produce the sperms, but in females it's not like that, isn't it? So after menopause, you would have heard, after that the female will become sterile actually, isn't it? Females cannot produce ovum or egg after menopause. So like this, not only this, there are lot of differences between the events, reproductive events that takes place in males and females. Okay, so let's study each of this. The first topic that we have to study is The male reproductive system. The main part of male reproductive system, okay, we can say it as a pair of testes, okay, a pair of testes, then the accessory ducts, okay, then glands and external genitalia, okay. So in this what terms we can conclude that, okay, and where it is located in the pelvic region, okay, the male reproductive system is located in the pelvic region and it consists of a pair of testes, okay, then the accessory ducts which is needed to take the sperms produced inside the testis to outside, okay, then glands which provides the various secretions and external genitalia. So these are the parts of what the male reproductive system, okay. So when you consider the testes, okay, they are located outside the abdominal cavity, okay, and in a pouch, in a bag like structure known as scrotum. So what is scrotum? Scrotum is the what bag like skin, okay, or a bag like structure that protects the what testis, and it is placed outside the body cavity, means inside, not inside the abdominal cavity, just like the ovary, it is not placed inside the abdominal cavity, it is placed outside the abdominal cavity. And the reason for this is it needs, okay, testis needs a low temperature than the normal body temperature, that is 2 to 2.5 degrees centigrade lower than the normal body temperature is needed for spermatogenesis, understood. And scrotum, what it does, it's a what fold of skin, or it's a bag skin folded to form a bag shaped structure. Actually it helps to bring the testis towards the body or away from the body according to the varying temperature, understood. So environmental temperature as it varies, okay, the scrotum helps to bring the testis near to the body so that it will what the temperature will increase, and if the temperature is the environmental temperature is less, then it will move towards the body, and if it is more, it can expand and it will be just a little bit away from the body, and likewise they can maintain the body temperature, understood. Each testis, when you see, it's oval in shape and around 4 to 5 centimeter length it will have, and a width of 2 to 3 centimeter, okay. And each testis is having a dense covering and is having around 250 compartments, okay. Some chambers are there, these chambers are known as testicular lobules, okay. So if you take the what the TS of a testis, you can see what around 250 compartments, and each compartment of that is known as what testicular lobules, okay. And in each lobule there are some coiled, okay, structures, highly coiled structures known as seminiferous tubules, okay. What are they? Seminiferous tubules. And in that only what is produced? Sperms are produced, understood. And each seminiferous, I told, in the testis cross section if you take, you will get what a number of testicular lobules, and inside each testicular lobules what are there? There are coiled structures called seminiferous tubules, okay. And in this only what is produced? Sperms are produced, okay. And in the seminiferous tubules it is lined by, okay, two types of cells. They are the male germ cells or spermatogonia and Sertoli cells, okay. And this male germ cells or what spermatogonia, they are undergoing meiotic division and produce what? Sperms. So spermatogonia are found where? In the lining of the seminiferous tubules, and they are able to undergo meiotic division and they give rise to sperms. And Sertoli cells are actually helping in giving nourishment to the developing sperms, okay. So what is the function of Sertoli cells? Sertoli cells, they help in providing nourishment to the germ cells or to the developing spermatogonia. Understood? And I told there are many seminiferous tubules, isn't it, in a testicular lobule, and in between the seminiferous tubules, okay, there are certain spaces, and they are known as what, interstitial spaces, and they contain blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Okay, so Leydig cells or interstitial cells are what? They are found in between the seminiferous tubules. And Sertoli cells, where? Sertoli cells are found inside the seminiferous tubules. We are very clear with that. Okay, position and the functions of this tube. So Leydig cells function is they produce the testicular hormones. Okay, the hormones called androgens are produced by what? Leydig cells or interstitial cells. Understood? And they also immunologically competent cells, they are produced by the the Leydig cells. Okay, so can be asked, what are the functions of Leydig cells? They help to produce what? Testicular hormones called androgens and immunologically competent cells. Okay, they produce that. Clear? So this is what, these are what the major components of what the testis. So you can just see, this is the diagrammatical sectional view of seminiferous tubule. Okay, you can see here, this is one seminiferous tubule and this is another one. Okay, and you can see here spermatogonia are there, and also you can see what? The interstitial cells. Interstitial cells are found in between the, okay, here in between the seminiferous. Each of this is seminiferous tubules. Okay, and you can see Sertoli cells and what? Spermatogonia here. Spermatogonia will give rise to sperms, and Sertoli cells will give nourishment to the developing sperms. Okay, and interstitial cells are found in between the seminiferous tubules, and their function is to produce immunologically active cells, and also they give what? They produce the androgens. Okay, now the accessory ducts, if you see, they include the rete testis. Okay, rete testis, then vasa efferentia, epididymis, vas deferens. Understood? So these are the accessory ducts. What are they? Rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vasa vas deferens. You can see in the diagram also. See, this is the rete testis. Okay, then vas efferentia. Okay, then epididymis, and then vas deferens. Okay, so that will join like this. It will come and overlap the ureters, and it will open through the common opening of urethro-genital canal. Okay, the seminiferous tubules of each testis opens into vasa efferentia through rete testis. Okay, so seminiferous tubules of each, okay, the testicular lobules open into what? Rete testis, and then to vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia, they leave the testis and open into epididymis. Okay, and then epididymis will lead to vas deferens, that ascends to the abdomen, and I told overlap or loops over the urinary bladder. Okay, and it receives a duct from the seminal vesicle and opens into the urethra as an ejaculatory ducts. Okay, so what is the function of these ducts? They store and transport the sperms from testis to outside. Okay, and the urethra originates from the urinary bladder. Actually, it is part of what? Excretory system, and then extends through the penis or to the external opening called urethral meatus. Okay, so in this way, these are the parts of what? The human male reproductive system. This you have to learn. Okay, the diagram also you have to study. Okay, testis, then what? Rete testis, then to vasa efferentia, then what? Epididymis, then what? Vas deferens, that will arch over, or it will be loop over the ureter, and open into what the opening, okay, which is common for both excretory and for the reproductive system. Understood? And it also receives the secretions of various glands. The external genitalia is the penis in male, and it's made up of special kind of tissues that help in erection of penis so that it can facilitate what? Insemination. Okay, insemination means deposition of male gametes to the female's what reproductive tract. Okay, and then its enlarged end is known as glans penis, and it is covered by a loose fold of skin called foreskin. Okay, and the male accessory glands means which help in the production of various substances, secretion of various substances. Okay, they include what? Seminal vesicles, okay, then prostrate gland and paired bulbourethral glands. Okay, paired seminal vesicles, a prostrate gland, and paired bulbourethral glands. So what is the function of these? These secretes the seminal plasma. Semen, have you heard? Semen means which contains the secretions of this glands and also sperms. Understood? So secretions of this glands constitute the seminal plasma, and it is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. Okay, and the bulbourethral glands secretion also help in the lubrication of the penis. Okay, so these are what? The accessory glands. What are their functions? They secrete what, or they form the seminal plasma. Semen is contain the secretions of these glands. You can see here, okay, that is the seminal vesicles, then you can see the prostrate gland and bulbourethral glands. So these are the parts of what? The male reproductive system. So if you are asked to explain the parts, what all you will have to say? The testis and its structure, okay, then you will have to say about the accessory glands and accessory ducts and also the glands. Understood? So these are what? Parts of male reproductive system. Hope this much is very clear. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you.